Good morning. It is day 51 on the PCT. First off, Jenny, thank you for using Buy Me a Coffee to do some virtual trail magic, and I appreciate the support and the coffee. Last night was a much better night sleep-wise. Just at that weird spot where it's cool enough that I'm tucking the quilt around me and still being a little bit sweaty, but still a much better night. Got about 7 miles to the next water source, so that's a blessing. And unfortunately, after that, it gets really hot and non-shady. So let's go see what we can see. About 7 miles up is a National Forest campground, and between here and there, I just remember this being particularly pleasant trail. And then shortly after leaving that, it just turns back into scrub and heat and no fun at all. So I'm going to try to enjoy this section right now. This caught my eye from like 100 feet off trail. That's cute. Thank you to whoever stacked this wood here, because I totally would have gone the wrong way, because that's the trail and it sure doesn't look like it. I do like to stop and sign the register and see where people are ahead of me, or maybe, you know, rarely behind me. Alright, trail goes over there, and a quarter mile down the road here is the water source at the campground, and it is the last natural water source for 35 miles. Luckily, there's two water caches that trail angels maintain between the two natural sources. Otherwise, that would be really nasty. I would probably be doing it as a night hike if I had to do that. But let's go get us some water. Now that is flowing good right now. It's only about 7 miles to the first water cache, so I only need about 2 liters or so. I'll try to drink maybe a liter here before I take off, just to hydrate myself a little better, because I know that in about a mile or so I'm going to lose all these wonderful pines, and it's going to turn back into desert and scrub and hot. I did not notice this little rock structure here last time I was here. That's kind of neat. You can got a little cubby hole. I wonder if that was a chimney at one time. Yeah, unfortunately for me, you can see the pines here are starting to peter out. And that means full sun for the rest of the day. And it's going to be hot. This has had more patches of pines and shady spots than I remember it having. So I'm very grateful for that. 13 miles down so far today. 1 mile to the water cache. I'll grab a couple bottles and try to drink them while I eat my lunch. Unfortunately, there is no shade at the water cache. If I remember right, there was maybe one Joshua tree that I was able to kind of try to hide in the shade. Very, very nice water cache here. You can see there's not a whole lot of shade around. Let me see if I can squeeze into a spot somewhere for a minute. So out here in the desert, bees, just like anything else, are very attracted to water. So I'm sitting here and trying to filter my water, and the bees are, yeah, bugging me. Huh. But I'm sitting here and both my hands are full, and I watch a bee fly straight up the leg of my shorts. And I wait like 30 seconds to see if it'll come out on his own, and then I very carefully stand up and drop my shorts, and he flies away. Only about 3 miles to my campsite, but it is barren out here, and it's hard to pass up even a sliver of shade to sit for a minute. Yeah, 1,000 kilometers, which certainly sounds a lot better than like 620 miles, so yay me. Oh, one last shady spot to take a break in, and one last push to camp, where there is no shade, so yay. I made it to camp, and it's going to be a windy spot here. Unfortunately, there just isn't a whole lot of options along the trail. Within the next 10 miles, they're all going to be windy spots. I picked the most wind protected spot I could find, so it's going to be an earplug night, but I don't think it'll be that bad, hopefully. So that's about it for today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all.